Hello, my name is Ethan Picklesheimer, and I'm learning about React and React Native, and one of the key features of React is managing state, and I'll be presenting on that today. First, we need to differentiate between props and state, and props are properties that are passed to a component, to the components that make up your page, and they sort of act like function parameters, and they're immutable, which means you can't change them in the component. Whereas state is managed in the component and declared in the component body, whether it's a functional or class component, and they're mutable in the component, meaning you can change them in the component. So for this presentation, I'll be doing a simple example where we have a message at the top, and when you click a button, it'll change the message. And we also have another that variable that will be held within the state, as well as a simple prop that is passed from a parent component. So here's our structure of this example. We have an app component and an example component, which is a child of the app component. So here's our parent app component. It is just a simple class component with a render function, and it embeds the example component with a passing the "this is a note" message into the note prop. So I'll be presenting 3 solutions to managing state in the example component. So here we can see that the argument, the note prop, is taken from this argument that is passed into the constructor, and it's just right here, and we can put it in the state in this class component. In order to implement state, we first need to initialize it in the constructor, and then we can access it through this.state the variable name. So for message is this.state.message, and we can set this state by using this.setState. On this button we have an onClick event, and it calls this.changeMessage, and this.changeMessage uses this.setState, and it changes the message variable of the state. So this gives us this result. So when we click the button, it changes the message. The next solution is a functional component, and functional component is a little bit different from a class component. You manage state in a functional component by importing the use state from the React module, and first you must initialize the state by deconstructing it, and you deconstruct it using the use state function, and here we initialize the values to hello world for the message and blue to the color. So we have 2 values here, and then we access the state through state.variable, or in this case state.message, and we, just like the last example, we have a click event, change message, but instead of using the use state, instead of using setting the state directly, we use the set state, which is going to take our previous state and return the spread of our previous state, as well as the changed state value, which is just the message. So we get the same result. Finally, here is a functional component with separate state values. We have message and color in separate state values, and this is a different way of going about it, where you can just manage them individually instead of worrying about changing your entire state. And this one gives us this result, where we added the changed from the previous message and adding changed. And that's using React State. Thank you for watching. Here are more resources for learning on this